everyone, and welcome to my video tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a new exercise, and after this one I'm going to do some exercise challenges, and then I'm going to do a video explaining how each of the perspective methods that we practice throughout these exercises and what each one is for, because I know a lot of people might want some explanation on that. But before I ever want to go into that kind of explanation, I would love practice into the exercise first, so that you're not really thinking about it too hard and you're not trying to get that out too much. You just want to practice the exercise. That being said, let's begin. So the last one's going to be a bit trickier than normal. So if you find this a bit intimidating, go back to the other exercises and practice those first. It always helps to do things previously, because if we do the previous ones, the newer ones might make a bit more sense. So all you need is a piece of paper and your pen. So to start with, you're going to draw a dot and then another dot, and then you're going to draw a line between them. And for those who don't know, this will be our horizon line. Make this line pretty big. Make it as big as you want, because it'll make the exercise a lot easier. The last point we're going to do is we're going to find about the center point. Just guess, or if you want a method to measure the center point, you use that, and then you just find a way to compare it. So maybe you get like a measuring stick of some kind. You get a measuring stick of some kind, or you just use your pen, and then what you do is you place it there, and then you put your fingernail, not your whole finger, because that's not a truly accurate measurement, and then you put your finger right on that point, and then you just kind of compare it to the other one. And as you can see here, I was pretty close, or close enough, so we use that as the middle point. And you can draw a line straight up. We're going to do this pretty rough, and I'm just going to move the paper down slightly, and you're going to put a point up here. All right, so for this one, try and also make that point as high as possible, but I'm just doing it a bit lower so it all stays in camera view. What you want to do is find a point anywhere. Let's put one point over, let's say here, and we want to draw a straight line from this point to this point, like that. Then we want to draw a straight line from these points to this point, and then this point to this point. And then from here, we want to draw a line from here to here, and a line from here to here. And this is where it gets a little bit trickier. So you want to draw, or you want to put a point somewhere along this line and this line, and if you want to make it even, you can. And you want to put a line here, a point here, a point here. And then from there, we're just going to match up these lines, match up these lines. Okay? And then from here, we can do the same way as we did for the previous exercise, the 2-point perspective one. We just match up this line and then match up this line. And then the next thing we have to do, so if we don't want a pyramid shape, to make a square, we have to find a point somewhere along here, maybe about here. And then we match up these points. Oops. And then we match up these points. All right, and then we just match up these points here and this point here. And in actuality, I don't think you really need these lines here, but that's where we can kind of constrain our image in. So if you want to make another one, let's start over here, because this will change it drastically. You're going to draw the line again, here to here, and then if you want, you can make that line thicker than the other one or whatever. You can go over it twice, whatever. And then you're going to draw a line from here to here, and then a line from here to here. And then from here, you just find 2 points along these lines, and then you match them up and you draw a line. And then you draw another line. and then you match those points with this point, and this point with this point. Okay, and then you find a point somewhere where it's not confusing, maybe about here, here, and here. Oh, sorry, don't do those points. Just find the point along the main line that you started with. You draw a line, and then you draw another line. And then you connect where it crosses over here and here, and connect. Okay, I'm just going to move the paper slightly so we have a less confusing image. I'm going to do one more just so it's a bit more clear. A point, draw a straight line, straight as you can. Put the point nice and high, find it somewhere in the middle. So again, you can use your measurement technique, just roughly use your fingernail, here, here, that's about right. And then from here, just draw that line straight down if you want to, just as a guide, but you don't have to do that. Then find a point, random point, draw your line from the top one to that point, and then draw a point from these points. This is all a big game of connect the dots if you haven't figured it out, and it sounds boring if you want to do cool stuff, but this exercise in particular, if you want to make things dramatic in your drawing, this is the one to practice. It's not used that often because it messes with your head a little too much, but it can be used to great dramatic effect. Hint, hint. Anyway, find a point along here, and then you just connect the dots, and then across, and then across, and then from here, find a point along your main line, connect the dot, and then connect where it intersects over here and over here, and connect where it intersects. Okay? So I hope that isn't too confusing, and you can do multiple of these in a drawing. I recommend, though, if you do this one in particular, because it has so many lines, that you try and either do what we did before in the previous exercise and try and highlight some of where intersections are with darker lines, like this, or this. Something to that effect, and that way you can see your things better. Also, try different colors, use different colored pens if you've got those, and if you just want to use up some ink and some pens you just never want to use again, this is the exercises to do it. I'll do one more, and maybe we can make it a little more fun, so we're going to change it up slightly. So pen, point, line. Actually, you can move this point, so maybe we can put that there. It's just going to change very drastically how it'll end up looking. So if we put a point here, we draw a line. Usually you want it in the center for this method, but hey, it's art. You can do whatever you want. You can break the rules. You can change it up. You might get something interesting. We'll see. Let's see here. And then you find a point, like that. And then you come across, and then find a point along the main line that you started with. Find the intersections, draw lines. All right? And then you have this shape. So it can dramatically skew when you put this point somewhere else. What you can do is you can just add more, and then you can like shade it differently in different directions just to indicate things. Whatever you want to do. So this is an exercise. Do practice 10 at least a day, and you'll understand it a lot better. And then you can do really cool things with this type of exercise or this method of perspective. In future, I'll explain what it is. So if you haven't, just so you know, it's called 3-point perspective, but we rarely kind of use it because it's a lot trickier to manage. But that's there for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all later.